Grigor Dimitrov, Bulgarian, THN Euro THTH cubed TH 3/4 N Euro THTH 1/4 THN on Euro TH 3/4 TH squared. Born May 16, 1991, is a Bulgarian professional tennis player. His career-high singles ATP ranking is world number 9, which he achieved in July 2014. Dimitrov is the most successful Bulgarian male tennis player, both in terms of ranking reached a Euro. He is the only Bulgarian tennis player ever to be ranked inside the top 10 of the ATP Singles rankings a Euro, and prize money won, being the only player to reach $1 million and later also $4 million. Dimitrov is also the first, and only, Bulgarian male tennis player to win an ATP title in singles, after he won in October 2013 at Stockholm, and reach a final in doubles, in 2011, as well as the only Bulgarian male player to reach the third round or better at a Grand Slam tournament. Prior to his professional career, Dimitrov enjoyed a successful junior career, in which he held the world number 1 ranking and won the boys' singles titles at the 2008 Wimbledon Championships and the 2008 US Open. Personal life: Grigor was born in Haskovo as the only child of father Dimitar, a tennis coach, and mother Maria, a sports teacher and former volleyball player. He first held a tennis racket, given to him by his mother at the age of 3, and when he was 5 he began to play daily. During his teenage years he lived in Paris, France while training at Patrick Muratoglu's tennis academy. He speaks Bulgarian and English and says his main interests are sports, cars, computers and watches. He has been given the nickname Baby Fed for his stylish play and on-court talent. Dimitrov was rumored to be dating Russian Maria Sharapova throughout the second half of 2012, but the two only confirmed their relationship after the 2013 Madrid Open, where the Bulgarian managed his first win against a world number 1, beating Novak Djokovic. Junior career: his first major junior cup was when, at age 14, he claimed the U14 European title. In 2006 he won the Orange Bowl U16 boys singles and was later named the Eddie Hare International 2007 Rising Star. In 2007, Dimitrov was the finalist at the Orange Bowl U18 boys singles, losing to Rioardas Berankis of Lithuania. Alongside Vasek Pospisil, he reached a 2007 US Open doubles final, falling to Jonathan Isaric and JAR copyright Rami Inzarilo. He began the 2008 Grand Slam season with a quarter-final showing at Roland Garros, losing to Poland's Jerzy Janowicz in 3 sets. However, he went on to win Wimbledon after defeating Henri Contine of Finland in the final. He won the title without dropping a set despite playing with a shoulder injury throughout the tournament. The victory saw him join former junior champions Roger Federer and Stefan Edberg and guaranteed him a wild-card entry into the 2009 Wimbledon men's draw. His success continued at the US Open, which he won on September 7, defeating American qualifier Devin Britton in 2 sets. On his way to the title he also defeated top seed Sung Hui Yang of Taiwan in the semi-finals. After the tournament, Dimitrov announced that he was ending his junior career and focusing on improving his ATP ranking. On September 8 he became junior world number 1, overtaking Sung Hui Yang. He closed at number 3 of the junior ranking that year. Dimitrov compiled a singles win-loss record of 66 Euro 25 as a junior, and 42 Euro 20 in doubles. Junior performance timeline: Junior Grand Slam Finals, 3, 2 titles, 1 runner-up, singles, 2, 2 titles, doubles, 1, 1 runner-up, professional career, 2008 Euro 2009. In 2008, Dimitrov began frequent participation in men's events. His first title came on clay at a Futures tournament in Barcelona. His first ATP-level match was at the Ordina Open where he lost to Igor Andreev in straight sets. After his junior US Open title he won back-to-back Futures tournaments in Madrid on hardcourt and rose 300 places to career-high ranking of 477. The achievement attracted enough attention to earn him a wildcard into the Mutua Madrileña ± a Madrid Open qualifying draw where he lost to then number 64 Florent Serra of France. after being granted another wildcard to the Davidoff Swiss indoors qualifying draw and defeated number 122 JRM registered trademark Vanek in 3 sets in the first round for his first ATP level win, before losing to Julian Riester. In 2009, he was granted a wildcard to the main draw of the ABN AMRO World Tennis Tournament and scored an upset over then world number 23 Thomas Berdych, earning his first ATP main draw win. In the second round he faced world number 1 Rafael Nadal and lost in 3 sets. He was granted a wildcard to the main draw of the Open 13, but lost to world number 8 Gilles Simon in the first round, despite serving for the match at 9th game of the third set. He then completed 2 victories in the Davis Cup against Hungary. He lost to Denis Domkok in straight sets in the second round of the SAT Bangkok Open. 4 first-round exits in challengers followed. He then reached the quarter-finals after qualifying of 2 successive challengers at the Trofeo Paolo Carazzi and Aragon Trophy. He reached a second round of the Aragon Championships after defeating Ivan Navarro, but lost in 2 tiebreaks to Gilles Simon. In Wimbledon, where he got a wild card as the 2008 Juniors champion, he won the first set of his first-round match against Iga Kunitsin but then suffered a knee injury. Despite this, he attempted to continue but lost the following 10 games before he retired. He was granted a wildcard to the main draw of the Catella Swedish Open but lost in the first round to Guillermo Corplas-As. He reached the quarter-finals of the Challenger Open Castilla y Leeuwarden, losing out in 3 sets to Marcel Granollers. He then lost in the second round to Martin Fischer in straight sets at the American Express TED Open. As the 2008 winner of the U.S. Open Boys Tournament, he was granted a wildcard for the U.S. Open qualification tournament. He won his first-round match against Tobias Kamp but in the second round lost to the number 1 seed of the qualification Thomas Belucki. Dimitrov won his first doubles challenger title at the ATP Challenger Trophy with Teimuraz Galbashvili beating Jan Minaso registered trademark and Lucas Oruzol. He then received a wildcard at the IF Stockholm Open but lost in the first round to Jarko Niemann. 2010. Dimitrov started the season with a quarter-final finish at a challenger event of International de Nouvelle Color Copyright Doni. He then attempted to qualify for the Australian Open, but lost in the first round to Robert Kendrick in 3 sets. He bounced back a week later by qualifying at the 2010 Challenger, but lost to Donald Young in the second round. Dimitrov then participated for Bulgaria in the Davis Cup, claiming all 3 wins in a 3-2 victory over Monaco. Following the Davis Cup tie, Grigor had a number of early losses in various challenger tournaments. Dimitrov won his first ATP Tour match of the year on the grass courts of the Aragon Championships in London. He beat Alex Bogdanovic before losing to world number 31 Feliciano Lacubde-Pez in the second round. He then had a great run in the Marburg Open, a challenger event, where he came through qualifying to reach the semi-finals where he lost out to Simone Vagnozzi. Dimitrov again had a number of disappointing losses in challenger events and another Davis Cup tie. Dimitrov then participated in 4 futures tournaments, posting impressive results, including 2 tournament victories in Germany, and another in Spain. Dimitrov gained enough points to enter the world's top 250 for the first time in his career. His recent good form translated to the Challenger Tour, capturing 3 consecutive titles, the first coming at the IPP Trophy, defeating Pablo Andujar in 3 sets. And back-to-back titles at the Hangsat Bangkok Open, where he beat former top 20 player Dmitry Tasonov in the quarter-finals and Konstantin Kravchuk in the final, and at the Changsat Bangkok Open 2 defeating Alexander Kudryavtsov. He made an early exit in his first challenger after a 2-week break but bounced back a week later, beating top 100 player Lucas Olako and world number 32 Michael Elodra on the way to the final of the Open Dollar Copyright Hands. In the final, Grigor lost to Frenchman Nicolas Mahut in a third-set tiebreak. After 2 disappointing challenger tournaments in Germany, in which Dimitrov suffered first-round exits, he reached the semi-finals of IPP Open, his last tournament of the year. There he played Lithuanian youngster Rioardas Berankis. After the loss of a tight first set in a tiebreak, Dimitrov dominated the second set but was dominated in turn by Berankis in a third-set loss. In an off-court incident after the match, Dimitrov pushed the chair umpire with both hands and swore at him because he felt he was treated unfairly after some close calls in the first-set tiebreak. Dimitrov was fined at $2,000, and the ATP will investigate this incident to see if further disciplinary action is warranted. By reaching the semi-finals in Helsinki, Dimitrov reached his best-ever ATP World Ranking, 106. 2011, Dimitrov's first tournament of the year was the Australian Open, where he advanced through the qualifying rounds with a loss of just one set. He defeated world number 38 Andrei Golubev in the first round to advance for the first time to the second round of a Grand Slam tournament where he lost to 19th seed Stanislas Wawrinka. Nonetheless, Dimitrov achieved his top-ever ATP ranking, ending January at 85th spot. Thus, he became the top-ranked Bulgarian male tennis player of all time. Dimitrov then qualified for the ABN AMRO World Tennis Tournament, but lost to 8th seed Jo-Wilfried Tsonga in the first round in 2 sets. He then lost in the first rounds of the Open 13 and Dubai Tennis Championships, to Dmitry Tassunov and Richard Gasquet, respectively. Dimitrov then won the challenger DCNS Cherbourg, defeating the defending champion and number 2 seed Nicolas Mahut in the final. He then qualified for the Sony Ericsson Open, losing to Sergei Stakhovsky. Dimitrov became the first Bulgarian man ever to be seeded at an ATP World Tour tournament, being seeded 8th at the U.S. Men's Clay Court Championships, but lost in the second round to Teimuraz Gabashvili. At the Barcelona Open Banco Sabadell, he lost in the first round to Juan Marc Ubnako. He reached his first quarter-finals in an ATP tournament at the BMW Open after defeating Marcos Baghdatis, but lost to Florian Mayer in 3 sets. Dimitrov lost in the first round of the French Open against Ra Machadi. Dimitrov then advanced to his second ATP quarter-finals at the Aiken International after he defeated 6th-seeded Kevin Anderson in the second round, but lost in the third round to 3rd seed Janko Tipsarevic. He also competed in the doubles with Andreas Seppi and became the first Bulgarian man ever to reach a doubles final at an ATP tournament. They lost to Jonathan Erlich and Andy Ram. At Wimbledon, he lost a memorable second-round match to Jo-Wilfried Tsonga, in a tight 4-setter. He then reached the second rounds of the Campbell's Hall of Fame Tennis Championships and Farmers Classic, losing to Americans Dennis Kudla and Alex Bogomolov, Jr. At the Atlanta Tennis Championships, he fell to Rav Ram in the first round. At the Western and Southern Open, Dimitrov defeated Marcelo de Grelin in the first round, but lost to world number 6 David Ferrer in the second round in 3 sets. He also reached the third round of the Winston-Salem Open, being defeated by Alexander Dolgopolov in a third-set tiebreak. At the US Open, Dimitrov was defeated by Gaël Monfils in the first round. At the Open de Moselle, Dimitrov was beaten in 53 minutes by qualifier Iga Swiatek in the first round. After that, in the Thailand Open, Dimitrov beat Ivan Dodig and Simone Bolelli, before falling to Andy Murray in the quarter-finals in 2 sets. In his next tournament, at the China Open, he lost once again to number 1 seeded Jo-Wilfried Tsonga in the first round. At Shanghai Rolex Masters, Dimitrov beat Marcelo de Grelin in the first round but was defeated by Andy Roddick in the second round in 2 tight sets. At the IF Stockholm Open, Dimitrov beat Ryan Sweeting and Juan Ignacio Chela before losing to Milos Raonic in the quarter-finals. He ended the year ranked number 76. 2012, Dimitrov started his 2012 season by competing at the Hopman Cup alongside Svetlana Pironkova. Their team was defeated by the Czech Republic 1-2, after they won a match in mixed doubles but lost their singles matches. Then, their team defeated Denmark 2-1. Against USA, Dimitrov trounced Mardy Fish in straight sets in his first win, although not official ATP win, against a top 10 player. At the Australian Open, Dimitrov defeated Ra Machadi to reach the second round, but then he lost in 5 sets to Nicolas Almagro. Dimitrov competed in the 2012 SAP Open but lost in the first round to Kevin Anderson, despite winning the first set easily, lost the next 2 in tiebreaks. At the BNP Paribas Open, Dimitrov defeated Ivan Dodig in the first round, but lost to David Ferrer in the second round. Dimitrov's next tournament was the Sony Ericsson Open, where he reached the fourth round after defeating Mikhail Kukushkin, Juan Ignacio Chela, and upsetting world number 7 Tomaso Berdych, his first win over a top 10 player, before losing to Janko Tipsarevic. Dimitrov entered the challenger event Strabag Prague Open as the fifth-seeded player. In the first round he defeated Jan Hrdjek and then lost to Aljor 3/4 Badin in the second. At the French Open, Dimitrov was a set and a break-up against 17th-seed Gasquet before suffering an injury. He went on to lose the set, the momentum and eventually the match. Dimitrov's next tournament was the American Championships. He beat Bobby Reynolds, Gilles Ma 1/4 Le and Nicolas Mahut and then reached his first ATP semi-final by beating the number 9 seed, Kevin Anderson, by coming back from a set down. Dimitrov became the first ever Bulgarian male tennis player to reach an ATP semi-final. In his first ATP semi-final, Dimitrov lost to 10th-seeded David Nalbandian in straights. This tournament helped him become number 65 in the rankings. At the 2012 Wimbledon Championships, Dimitrov faced the number 32 seed, Kevin Anderson, in the first round. Dimitrov won in a very close 4 sets. In the second round, he faced the Cypriot Markos Badatis, where Dimitrov retired due to an injury. His next tournament was Swedish Open. Seeded 6th, he eliminated Roger Copyright Rio Dutra da Silva, Frederico Gil, and third-seed Albert Ramos, all in straight sets to reach a second ATP semi-final in his career. In the semi-final, he lost to the number 1 seed and eventual champion David Ferrer in straight sets. Dimitrov then competed in the CRA Copyright dit Agricole Suisse Open GSTAAD. He defeated 6th seed Julian Benito, Dustin Brown, and Angstrom Erkazkubot. In his third career semi-final, he lost again this time to the Brazilian Thomas Belucci in 2 tough tiebreaks. On the grass of Wimbledon, Dimitrov represented his country for the first time in the Olympics. In the first round, he defeated Pole Angstrom Erkazkubot again in 2 tight sets, 2 weeks after he had beaten him in the Swiss Open quarter-final. He fell in the second round to the 12th seed, Gilles Simon, his 4th loss against Simon, whom he has never beaten. On hard courts, Dimitrov has failed to qualify for Rogers Cup and Western and Southern Open. In both master tournaments, he lost in the first round of the qualifying round to Swiss Marco Chiodinelli and American Maria Ram respectively. Dimitrov suffered a first loss at the final slam of the year, the US Open, by to Frenchman Benoit registered trademark T-pair in 4 sets. He ended his drought at the PTT Thailand Open, reaching the second round before losing to Richard Gasquet in 3 tight sets. He then qualified for the Rakuten Japan Open Tennis Championships, but fell to Argentinian Juan Marc Naco in straight sets. At the Masters event of Shanghai Rolex Masters, he defeated Pablo Andujar before losing to world number 2 Novak Djokovic. At the Swiss Indoors Basel, Dimitrov reached the quarter-finals, defeating Viktor Troicki in straight sets and Julian Benito in 3 tie-break sets, before losing to Paul-Henri Mathieu in 2 tie-break sets. His next tournament was the BNP Paribas Masters, after receiving an entry from the qualifying draw. He beat Jar 1/4 Gen Meltzer before his 2012 campaign ended at the hands of Juan Marc Naco. Dimitrov ended 2012 ranked world number 48 in singles. 2013, first ATP title, Dimitrov began his 2013 season by competing at the Brisbane International. He defeated Brian Baker, world number 13 Milos Raonic, Jar 1/4 Gen Meltzer, and Markos Badatis to reach his first ATP Singles final, thus becoming the first Bulgarian player to reach an ATP final. He lost to world number 3 and defending champion Andy Murray in straight sets, despite being a break-up in both sets. Dimitrov paired Kari Nishikori in the doubles and reached the semi-finals, but withdrew due to Nishikori's injury. This performance also meant that Dimitrov surpassed $1 million earned in prize money, a feat which no other male Bulgarian tennis player has accomplished. In his next event, the ATP International, Dimitrov suffered a first-round straight-set loss to Italian Fabio Fognini. At the 2013 Australian Open, Dimitrov suffered a first-round straight-set defeat by Julian Benneteau. He also competed in the men's doubles event with Marcos Baghdatis. The pair defeated fourth seeds Max Mniai and Horia Tecla-Floreniu in the second round, before losing to Juan Sebastián Cabal and Robert Ferrer-Mixoud in the third round in two close tie-break sets. Despite losing in the first round, Dimitrov became the first male Bulgarian player to rank inside the top 40 after the event. Dimitrov then competed for Bulgaria in the Davis Cup against Finland, and won both his singles matches against duo Porcu and Mick Contine, but lost in 5 sets in doubles, with partner Dimitar Kuzmanov, against Henri Contine and Harry Healy Paragraph Ferrara. Finland ended up winning the tie 3-2. At the PBZ Zagreb indoors, Dimitrov lost in the first round to Ivo Karlovia in 2 tiebreaks. At the ABN AMRO World Tennis Tournament, Dimitrov beat Bernard Tomic and Nikolai Davydenko, and Marcos Baghdatis in 3 sets. In the semi-finals, Dimitrov lost against world number 7 and eventual champion Juan Martín del Potro in straight sets. At the BNP Paribas Open, Dimitrov became the first Bulgarian male tennis player to be seeded in a Masters 1000 event. In singles, he beat Matthew Bden in 2 sets, but lost to world number 1 Novak Djokovic in the third round. In doubles, he partnered with Frederik Nielsen. They lost to Ivan Dodig and Marcelo Malo in the second round. At the Sony Open Tennis, Dimitrov beat Simone Bolelli, but lost to second seed Andy Murray in straight sets in the following round. In doubles with partner Frederik Nielsen, they reached semi-finals, losing in straight sets against the 8 seeds, Marius Fistenberg and Marcin Matkoski. Dimitrov's next tournament was the clay court Monte Carlo Masters, where he reached the semi-finals beating Xavier Malisse, 8-seed Janko Tipsarevic, and Florian Mayer, all in straight sets, but lost in 3 sets to 8-time defending champion and 3rd seed Rafael Nadal. This good run in Monte Carlo meant Dimitrov entered the top 30 in the ATP rankings for the first time, at number 28. His next event was Barcelona Open. Banco Sabadell, seeded 14th, he received a bye, but lost in the second round. Despite leading 5-2 in the first set, he lost in straight sets to Inform Tommy Robredo, at the Mutua Madrid Open. Following a victory over fellow 21-year-old Javier Mata, Dimitrov recorded the biggest win of his career, defeating world -1 Novak Djokovic in a 3-set match, in just over 3 hours. The two had met twice before, with Djokovic taking both encounters. In the third round, despite winning the first set, he lost in 3 sets to 15th seed Stanislas Wawrinka. Dimitrov's next event was at the Internazionale Biennale d'Italia. In what was his 4th victory over the Cypriot out of 5 matches, he beat Marcos Baghdatis in straight sets in the first round, with 1 break of serve deciding both sets. In the second round he lost in straight sets against 9th seed and world -9 Richard Gasquet, his 4th loss against the Frenchman out of 4 matches. At the Roland Garros, Dimitrov was seeded 26th, thus becoming the first ever Bulgarian male tennis player to be seeded at a Grand Slam tournament. He beat Alejandro Falla in the first round, after the Colombian retired trailing 1-0 and 1 game down in the second set, citing an elbow problem. Dimitrov eliminated wild-card world No. 324 Lucas Power in straight sets in the second round, thus becoming the first ever Bulgarian male tennis player to reach the third round of a Grand Slam. He lost in straight sets against world No. 1 Novak Djokovic in the third round. Dimitrov also played in the doubles with partner Frederik Nielsen, losing in straight sets to 7th-seeded Alexander Payer and Bruno Soares in the second round. In the grass season, Dimitrov played the Aegon Championships, where he was seeded 10th. He faced Dudai Sailan in the first round. He came back from a set down and won the third set in a tie-break, but lost to 4-time champion Leighton Hewitt in the second round in straight sets. He then played the Boodles Challenge, an exhibition event. He lost to Janko Tipsarevic and Novak Djokovic on a match tie-break, but defeated Jerzy Janowicz in straight sets. At the Wimbledon Championships, Dimitrov eliminated Simone Bolelli in straight sets and then lost in the second round to world number 55 Grigor Angstrom 1/2 EMLJA 11-9 in the fifth set. At Swedish Open, Dimitrov reached semi-finals for his second consecutive year. He eliminated Elias Ymer and Filippo Volandri in 3 sets, and upset world -20 Juan Marcubnako in the quarter-finals, in straight sets. In the semi-finals he lost to Fernando Verdasco, in an epic 3-set battle. He then started his US Open Series campaign at the City Open. Dimitrov received a bye and defeated Xavier Malisse and Sam Querrey in straight sets. In the quarter-finals, Dimitrov lost in 2 tiebreak sets to the German veteran Tommy Haas. At the Rogers Cup, he fell in the first round to Spaniard Marcel Granollers in straight sets, but rebounded at the Western and Southern Open, defeating world -15 Nicola S. Almagro and Brian Baker, before losing to Rafael Nadal in 3 sets in the third round. The Bulgarian then suffered 3 consecutive first-round exits at the US Open to Joe Poundo Sousa in 5 sets, the China Open to Roberto Bautista Agut in straight set, and the Shanghai Rolex Masters to Kei Nishikori in straight sets as well. At the IF Stockholm Open, Dimitrov won his first ATP title by defeating top seed David Ferrer in the final, coming back from a set down, becoming the first ever male Bulgarian player in the Open era to win such a title. This win also meant Dimitrov reached a career best -22 in the world. He followed it up with a quarter-final showing at the Swiss indoors, defeating Radek Angstrom, Tapanek and Alexander Dolgopolov in straight sets, before losing to childhood idol Roger Federer in 2 tight sets. He played his final event of the year at the BNP Paribas Masters, where he beat Michael Elodra and Fabio Fognini, both in 3 sets, but then lost to Juan Marta N. Del Potro in the third round, despite winning the first set. Dimitrov finished the year ranked 23rd in singles and 68th in doubles. On December 16, 2013, Dimitrov received the second most votes for the Bulgarian Sportsperson of the Year award, finishing just behind wrestler Ivo Angelov. 2014, 3 titles th3/4 and 3 different surfaces and first Grand Slam semi-final. Dimitrov started the 2014 season ranked 23rd. His first event was the Brisbane International, where he took part in the last event too and reached his first final at that time. He was now seeded 5th. However, now he was unable to repeat that good performance, winning in the first round in 2 sets against Robin Haas in under 1 hour, but then losing against Marin Cilic in 2 sets, losing both sets to 5 games with a break of his serve in the last game deciding both sets. He also competed in the doubles with partner Jeremy Chardy and won in the first round against Brits Fleming and Hutchins, winning the deciding champion tiebreak, but then lost in the second round against Federer and Mart in a match which featured 3 tiebreaks, with a champion tiebreak again deciding the match. Dimitrov then played at the exhibition tournament in Kong, Australia, an event which featured top players Richard Gasquet, Stanislas Wawrinka and Tomas Berdych. However, he failed to take a single victory, losing in straight sets to Kei Nishikori and Fernando Verdasco, and ultimately pulled out prior to the 7th place playoff. Seeded 22nd at the 2014 Australian Open, Dimitrov had his best run at a Grand Slam event, defeating Bradley Clarn, Lou Jensen, 11th seed Milos Raonic and Roberto Bautista Agut in succession, leading him to his first ever major quarter-final, where he lost to top seed and world number 1 Rafael Nadal in 4 sets after winning the first and also having 3 set points to win the third. As a result of this career-best run at a Grand Slam tournament, Dimitrov entered the world's top 20 for the first time, at number 19, becoming the first ever Bulgarian male tennis player to do so. Next, in February, he played at the Rotterdam indoor event, where he was seeded 8th. Dimitrov beat world number 28 Dmitry Tassontsev in the first round 2-1 sets. However, in what was the first match between the two, Dimitrov then lost to world number 24 Ernest Skulbys 2-0 sets. Dimitrov played in the Acapulco hard court event, where he was seeded 6th. In what was the first match between them, Dimitrov beat world number 71 Marinko Matosevic in straight sets in the first round, then beat Marcos Baghdatis in the second, also in straight sets. In the third round Dimitrov beat 7th seed and world number 18 Ernest Gulbis by 2-1 in a match lasting over 2.5 hours. In the semi-finals Dimitrov beat the 2nd seed and world number 7 Andy Murray for the first time in another long match that lasted almost 3 hours, losing the first set then overcoming the Brit in 2 tiebreaks, thus reaching his third ATP final, where he defeated Kevin Anderson by 2-1, winning the first and third sets on a tiebreak. The victory was Dimitrov's first win in an ATP 500 level tournament, and with it he reached his highest ever ATP rank, no 16th. Following his win in Acapulco, Dimitrov played at Indian Wells ATP 1000 event, where he was seeded 15th and received a bye into the second round. He subsequently beat Robin Haas in straight sets, but then lost in the third round 2-1 sets to world number 22 Gulbis, who went on to reach the quarter-final. Dimitrov then played in Miami, where he was again seeded 15th and had a bye in the first round. He beat Albert Monti ± a copyright S 2-1 sets, losing the second set on a tiebreak, in round 2. In the third round, in what was his second loss against the Japanese out of 2 matches between them, he lost in a tight 2 sets to 20th seed Kari Nishikori, who went on to reach the semi-finals. After Miami, Dimitrov reached a new career high ranking of no 15th. Next, in April, he played for the Bulgarian Davis Cup team in the Europe Group 2 playoffs between Greece and Bulgaria. In the opening match of the tie, he beat number 690 teenager Markos Kalovlanis 3-0 sets, losing just 6 games. He then teamed up with number 344 Dimitar Kutrovsky, who previously brought a second win for Bulgaria, and they beat the Greek team of Alexandros Jakupovic and Markos Kalovlanis 3-0 sets, thus bringing the tie to a crucial 3-0 lead, meaning Bulgaria keeps their Europe Group 2 position for 2015 and Greece gets relegated to Europe Group 3. Just before Monte Carlo, Dimitrov reached a new career high ranking of number 14. At the Monte Carlo Masters clay court event, he was seeded 12th. Dimitrov beat in form number 32 Marcel Granollers 2-1 sets in the first round, then another Spaniard, a Euro qualifier Albert Ramos, ranked just outside the top 100, also 2-1 sets. However, in what was his fourth loss out of 5 matches between them, Dimitrov lost 2-0 sets to 6th seed David Ferrer in round 3. He then played in the Bucharest clay court event, where he was given a wild card and was the top seed and had a bye in the first round. In what was the first meeting between the two, in round 2 Dimitrov beat number 79 JRM registered trademark of SLN 1/2 sets. He beat Sergei Stakhovsky 2-0 sets in round 3, then beat third seed number 24 Gaël Monfils in the semi-finals after leading in the first set when Monfils retired, thus reaching his 4th ATP final. In the final Dimitrov defeated Lucas Orozol 2-0 sets, winning the first on a tie-break, then winning the second set with the loss of just 1 game to win his third ATP title and first one on clay. Next, in May, he played in the Madrid Masters clay court event, where he was seeded 12th. Dimitrov beat local wildcard Pablo Carré ± Buster 2-0 sets in the first round, then in the second round another wildcard Euro number 164 Marius Copil Euro 2-1 sets, coming back from a set down, winning the deciding set on a tie-break. However, in what was his first loss against the Czech out of 3 matches between them, in round 3 he lost 2-1 sets to 6th seed number 6 Tomaso Berdych, after winning the first set. Dimitrov then played at the Rome Masters, where he was again seeded 12th. He beat number 47 Permildoard Roger Vaslin 2-1 sets, number 52 Ivo Karlovia 2-0 sets, then 6th seed Tomaso Berdych 2-1 for a third victory against the Czech out of 4 matches between them, then 15th seed Tommy Haas in the quarter-finals after the German retired while 1-0 sets down. In what was the 5th match between them and the first match that Dimitrov was unable to win a set in, he lost 2-0 sets to first seed Rafael Nadal in the semi-finals. This reaching of the Rome semi-final was Dimitrov's best ATP Masters performance. He also successfully played in the Rome doubles with partner Lucas Orozol, and they beat unseeded world number 4 Colombian pair Juan Sebastián Cabal and Robert Ferrer Mixout in the first round 2-0 sets, winning both sets on a tie-break. In the second and third rounds, they beat second-seeded Austrian-Brazilian duo of Alexander Payer and Bruno Soares, then unseeded Marin Oia and Santiago Gonzalez, both 2-1 sets. They lost 2-0 sets to unseeded Robin Haase and Feliciano Lopez in the semi-finals. This performance meant Dimitrov reached a new career-best singles ranking of 12th, and also moved 58 places up the doubles rankings, to number 84. He then played at Roland Garros, where he was seeded 11th. In round 1 he lost 3-0 sets to big serving number 37 Ivo Karlovic, whom he recently beat in Rome. In June 2014, Dimitrov played at the Queen's Grass Court event, where he was seeded 4th and had a bye into round 2. He beat local number 168 James Ward in round 2, then number 53 Upper Roger Vasselin in the third round, both 2-0 sets. Dimitrov was due to play 8th-seed Alexander Dolgopolov in the quarterfinals, but received a walkover when the Ukrainian retired before the match, citing a thigh injury. Dimitrov then faced first-seed number 3 Stanislas Wawrinka in the semi-finals, and won in straight sets. Dimitrov claimed his first title in a grass court against Feliciano Lopez in 3 sets, being a set behind and saving a match point. Dimitrov was the only player to win titles on all the 3 different surfaces in 2014. It was also the event's first time in which the final was decided with 3 tiebreakers, as well as being the longest ever Queen's final. Dimitrov also played Micron D in the Queen's doubles event, with partner world number 3 Stanislas Wawrinka, ranked outside the top 150 in the ATP doubles rankings, and in round 1 they beat local brother wildcard duo of Ken and Neil Skupski in straight sets, but then lost in a tight 2-setter to third-seeded Canadian-Serbian veteran duo of Daniel Nestor and Nenad Zamunja in the second round. Next, Dimitrov played at the 2014 Wimbledon Championships, where he was seeded 11th. In rounds 1 and 2 he beat 2 qualifiers, number 150 Ryan Harrison and number 236 Luke Saville, both in 3 sets. In round 3, in what was his second victory against the Ukrainian out of 3 matches, he beat 21st seed Alexander Dolgopolov in a 5-set match, coming back from 2-1 sets down. Dimitrov followed that up with a straight sets victory over number 64 Leonardo Mayer in round 4. In the quarterfinals, in what was his second victory against the Brit out of 5 matches, he beat defending Wimbledon champion and third-seed Andy Murray 3-0 sets. This win meant Dimitrov reached his first Grand Slam semi-final, becoming the first male Bulgarian player to reach that stage. He was beaten 4-6, 6-3, 6-7, 2, 6-7, 7, by first-seed number 2 Novak Djokovic, who went on to win the tournament. Coaching: as a child, Dimitrov was coached by his father, Dimitar, at Tennis Club Haskovo. As his talent became more apparent he started to receive coaching from abroad, most notably from Spaniard Pato Alvarez, who has also coached Britain's Andy Murray. Alvarez has reportedly said that Dimitrov is the best 17-year-old he has coached. Around the time of his success at the 2009 ABN AMRO in Rotterdam, Dimitrov formally began a coaching relationship with Peter Lundgren, former coach of world number 1s Marat Safin and Roger Federer. Lundgren has also been quick to praise Dimitrov, saying that he is better than Federer was at his age. In June 2010, Dimitrov ended his coaching relationship with Lundgren and was subsequently coached by Australian pro Peter McNamara. Dimitrov and McNamara have ended their coaching relationship at the end of the 2011 season. In 2012, Dimitrov was coached by Patrick Muratoglu in an attempt to revive his fortunes. On November 26, 2012, Dimitrov left the Patrick Muratoglu Academy and has joined the Good to Great Tennis Academy in Sweden, which is run by ex-touring pros Magnus Norman, Nicholas Culti, and Michael Telstra Paragraph M. On October 7, 2013, Grigor announced on his Facebook page that he has hired Roger Rashid, former coach of Gaël Monfils, Joe Wilfried Tsonga and Lytton Hewitt, to be his new coach. Playing style: Dimitrov is an all-court player with a heavy emphasis on baseline play. He plays right-handed and employs a single-handed backhand. He applies heavy spin and power on the ball, and John McEnroe considers him to have the best sliced backhand in the game. He is also intricate around the net with drop shots and volleys and displays a high degree of athleticism in his play. Dimitrov considers the backhand down the line as his favorite shot and his favorite surfaces are hard court and grass. However, Dimitrov has had notable success on clay courts as well, with wins over Novak Djokovic in Madrid and pushing Rafael Nadal to 3 sets at Monte Carlo. His game has been often compared to Roger Federer's, earning him the nickname Baby Fed due to the similarity in their ground strokes, particularly off the backhand side. Dimitrov has stated however that he would like people to appreciate his game for its own sake. His physical fitness and his return of serve have been cited as weaknesses, although his fitness has greatly improved over time through hard training. His serve is consistent and powerful, although lacking in precision. Equipment. As of 2013, Dimitrov uses a customized Wilson mid-size 93 square inches prototype racket provided by the Wilson Pro Room team, as disclosed by Pro Tour stringers such as the Priority 1 team members. Cosmetic on it is the Pro Staff 6195, it is weighted about 12 strung with a 16x19 string pattern. In 2014, he switched to 18x17 string pattern. He is sponsored by Nike wearing the brand apparel in the Nike Zoom Vapor Tall 9 shoes which are also Federer's shoes of choice. Career statistics. Grand Slam tournament performance timeline, key, 1 tournament. Or reached final. Semi-final. Quarter-final. Round 4, 3, 2, 1. Competed at a round-robin stage. Lost in qualification round. Absent from tournament event. Played in a Davis Cup zonal group, with its number indication, or playoff. Won a bronze, silver, F4S, or gold medal at the Olympics. A downgraded Masters Series/1000 tournament, not a Masters Series. Or a tournament that was not held in a given year. To avoid confusion and double counting, these charts are updated either at the conclusion of a tournament, or when the player's participation in the tournament has ended. Current through to the 2014 French Open. References. 69. He is better than Roger Federer at the same age. Interview to http://www.tennisnews.gr/ inside-tennis/ interviews/ / 2022-Peter-Lundgren https www.youtube.com/ watch V =TRRWK8DQW9S, external links, Grigor Dimitrov at the Association of Tennis Professionals, Grigor Dimitrov at the International Tennis Federation, Grigor Dimitrov at the International Tennis Federation Junior Profile, Davis Cup Profile, Grigor Dimitrov site.